Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday Live. Today we are talking about the 5 habits to shift if you want to have the life and success that you want and deserve. So I just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Dr. Shelley Nash. I'm an elite level mindset coach, and I help high achieving women to unlock their genius, to 10x their income, and claim the life and success that they deserve. So we are live here in Living Powerfully community every Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so you're welcome to come into Living Powerfully and join us and catch the replays there. So happy to have you all here today. So this was inspired by last week. I thought of this topic, and oftentimes I'm given a topic to discuss with you in the shower. I get inspiration in the shower. So I was thinking about the conditions and circumstances that a lot of my clients find themselves in, and I thought this could be helpful for you as well. So if you're here with me live, make sure to comment in the chat, and if not, I hope you're enjoying the call. So these 5 habits to shift. So when you shift these habits, your whole life could change. And maybe you don't even realize that they're habits right now, yet they are. And anything you do is a habit, whether it's getting you what you want or not. So if you find yourself doing it over and over and over again, it's a habit. It's become a habit. And sometimes they're so ingrained in us, we don't even realize that this habit has been formed, and we're choosing it over and over and over again. So you want to be able to shift yourselves from the habits that aren't working for you into the habits that are working for you in order to get what you want in your life. So, okay, let's talk about habits then. And if you have any questions, please pop them in the chat or on the replay. Let me know. So let's talk about habits. Habits we often think of as being bad, and habits aren't necessarily bad. They are just what we're choosing in this very moment. They are just what we're choosing in this very moment. What you're in the habit of telling yourself about life and about you. So let's see, it says we're having trouble streaming to Facebook. This may be an issue. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going and see if we're still going live here. It says Facebook might be having an issue. So we'll just keep going. This week, I've gotten into the habit of staying up late and sleeping in. And this is not a normal habit for me, so it's been kind of unusual, but I realized that I've been choosing it. And now I can choose a different habit because because getting up early and going to bed early really serves me to do the things that I want to do in my life. But this week I allowed myself to change the habit because I got so enthralled with the passion and a desire for something that I really wanted to create. And so I let that habit of going to bed early and getting up to early wane because I was so in the moment of creating something, which took me into the wee hours of the night. And it was a choice that I was making every single night. So think about yourself. What habits are you in around going to bed, around getting up? Would you prefer to get up earlier, but every morning you sleep in? So what are the habits that you're choosing? Because by default, you're not choosing to get up early if you're getting up, at 8. So think about that for yourself. If you're choosing one thing, you are by default choosing something else. Let me see what's happening over here. We'll just hope that we're still recording into the group and or on YouTube as it were. So then you have to ask yourself, is something that you're choosing helping you to get what you want and live the life you want to live? Is the something else that you're choosing serving you, or are you happy by choosing this something else? The something else that's not getting you what you want. So always evaluating the habit that you're doing and the habit that you want to do, and which one is going to get you what you want and where you want to go in your life. So again, just to reiterate, we normally think about habits as being bad. They are not really bad. They're just what you're choosing at the time. They are either serving us or not serving us, getting us what we desire or not. So if you're choosing one thing, you're automatically choosing another. You're not choosing the other thing. You can only do one thing at a time. And so as I said, I was thinking about this last week and it inspired my talk. I was thinking about the conditions and circumstances that many of my clients find themselves in and express to me. So those 5 things are backsliding, stopping and starting, struggling, settling, and stuck. And I thought they're almost 5 S's. Backsliding, stopping and starting, struggling, settling, and feeling stuck. So if you're in the habit of struggling, being stuck, settling, backsliding, or going back and forth, any of those, or all together or individually, it's just a habit that you're choosing instead of something else. And many of you probably think that it's out of your control. The struggling is out of your control. The being stuck is out of your control. But we tend to then reinforce these habits by saying, it's just who I am. It's just how I am. It's just what I do. And that reinforces the habit and it makes it okay when maybe it's not okay with you and you've just never questioned it before. So, and then we go even further and we affirm that statements like, I'm struggling. And by staying in that struggling vibe and saying that over and over again, it continues to recreate in your life. Or by saying, I'm stuck, and going over and over and over in your mind that feeling of I'm stuck, and keeping going back and forth in your success, in going forward and then backsliding. And keeping in that pattern keeps you in the habit of that pattern. And then settling by saying to yourself, I'm settling, or not even saying it out loud, just simply by settling for less than what you want, less than what you deserve, you are keeping up the habit of settling. Does this make sense? It's very subtle, but you have to realize that these are habits that you're choosing over what's possible. So what's possible? Let's flip these. I haven't even thought about this, but let's flip them. Instead of backsliding, I'm going forward and forward every single day. Every time I start something, I do it to completion. Everything I do with ease and grace. I say yes to me. I'm always doing what I want to do. I am free to be who I want to be. I feel in flow with the universe every single day. So those are some different things you could say to yourself about those 5 habits that you might be choosing that aren't working for you. So you want to watch what you're telling yourself about what you're doing, because that then imprints into your mind. And that's why it keeps going over and over and over again, because what you think about comes about. We've heard that. Whatever you think, you become, and what you think, so you are. So the thinking process, when it gets impressed into your emotional level of mind, keeps going over and over and over until you change the source, until you change the thinking process. And a habit is a behavior. And this is what I learned about behavior, is that behaviors don't change permanently. When you change a behavior, you only have a temporary result. However, when you go to the source, the thinking process, and change your original thinking that started that behavior, that's when you have permanent change. So that's what we have to look at, is changing our thinking. And so, as every mindset topic always turns out, it's always goes back to our thinking process, and that you change a habit by changing the original thinking, the thought process. We always talk about this every single time, that our thinking is the source, and we're just not used to thinking of things that way. We're so used to just reacting from our emotional mind. And so I love this phrase from The Wizard of Oz: you have had the power all along. You have this power to be able to shift your habits. You have it. You just have to bring it up to your awareness, the whole process of how to shift your habits, and then make different choices every single day, and realizing that everything you're doing is a choice, and you can choose something else, and something else that's going to serve you. So say, for example, you're in a business where you have to make calls to people, and you're not making calls to people. So that by default, you're choosing to not make calls to people. And you're choosing the effects of how that feels, and the results of that. So everything is a choice. So I hope this helped you with learning about the 5 habits to shift. I think if everyone could shift out of the habits of backsliding, stopping and starting, struggling, settling, and feeling stuck, like if you shift all those habits, don't you think your life would be going in a different direction than what it is? So this is what I help my clients with, to really shift the mindset, really look at where does our thinking come from? What are those thoughts I've been having, and how do I shift those in order to create the results that I want? It's very simple, but we're just never taught it. It's not our fault. We're never taught how to do it. And that was my struggle for most of my adult life, is that no one ever taught me how to do this until the last 5 years. And then when I learned it, all I wanted to do was teach it to other people. So I want to let you know that I have an announcement today. And the announcement today is I've created a retreat. On May 15th, we're having the first retreat from 10 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's called Think and Weigh Less. And this goes right into what we're talking about, because think and weigh less. Thinking is the source. The behaviors that you're in around food and body image and all of that, and why you stay focused on dieting, that is not the problem. The problem goes back to the source of what you think about yourself, how you see yourself. All of this is the source. And if you go back to the source, you'll start having more permanent results into the behaviors that you're trying to change over and over again. So when you change a behavior, you get temporary results. When you change your thinking, you get permanent results. So I want to invite you into Think and Weigh Less. It's May 15th, which is a Saturday, from 10 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It'll be held in a Zoom meeting. It'll be private. And the investment for that is $497. I'll put a link below so you can look at the program. If it resonates with you, I'm sure you'll get so much out of it, and you'll be able to shift the habits that you have around food and body image and really get some more permanent results than you're getting right now. So I'm so excited to invite you into that. It's just going to launch today. So really excited about that. And then if you have any questions, feel free to DM me so we can get on a call, and I can help you with wherever you're at, where you want to go, and get you going in the direction that is going to help you to be really successful in your life. So remember, you have the power all along, my dear. You have had the power all along, my dear. You just didn't understand how to use that power. And one of my authors says, you were just walking on the path backwards. And now we need to straighten you out, give you the right direction so that you can create the life that you want and that you deserve. So thank you so much for listening. I'll post the replay if this didn't post live. And I look forward to talking to you very soon, seeing you in the retreat, Think and Weigh Less. Talk to you soon.